Hey my lovelies, it's your girl Mel. Welcome back to my channel, and we are here with mommy. So I already know, sir, it's another story time with mommy. So I'm just going to let mommy take over. Today is not my story time, today is back to mommy talking. So mommy, go ahead.
Mommy, go ahead. I have a problem though, because basically our life in Germany was so how you call it,
non-exciting.
Non-exciting. Exactly, because I mean most of the things we did is just settle in and try to work. Mayumi, and she went to school, and I mean it's a life that all of you know over there. So disclaimer, the stories that I'm going to tell in this series are my experience, my truth, and my point of view over the past 38 years that I have been in Jamaica. And it's in no way intended to slander any person, the culture of Jamaica, or the island as a whole. A few little things, of course, always happen in anybody's life. First of all, Mayumi finished her schooling with a very good report, and they call it with qualification, because the way she finished, she could have gone on now to a higher school. The girl never want to go. She said, "Me tired of school, we don't want no more school." And I was, oh my god, because with that, what she had basically, I mean, you have to go on in order to achieve any form of education or later on a good job. So I practically had to force her. Remember, at the time she was already like what, 18? Yeah, about 18. So I couldn't basically really force her, but I had to really put out my motherly powers. And then she started another school doing like an form of apprenticeship for social worker. So because at least after that now she could have found a job somewhere, or if she finally might have changed her mind, go on with her education. So she did that, and she was doing pretty well actually, and stick to her 2 years, and sometimes she look at me, you know, you forced me to do this, right? And I said, yes, I know. But I mean, basically, what else would she have done anyhow? So it was not too bad after all. About 2 years into our stay in Germany, Dominic, Nicky, he was saving towards it. He decided he can't take Germany. Him now want to be there again. He wants to go back to Jamaica. So what he did before, basically, he was living very frugal and saving all the money he could from his salaries. And I don't even know how much he finally had. But he decided, okay, time now, I'm going. I leave Germany, go back to Jamaica. So of course it was sad for us, because seeing that we are together as a family for so long. But I mean, of course it's his own choice, and he didn't feel comfortable in Germany at all. So of course we wished him well, and he came back to Port Antonio. Stayed with a friend of ours at first, and he had some plans what he would do with the money that he brought over. But I mean, it's hard, like in every country, to really build up something and start something fresh. And I guess so he had a hard time to really get something off the ground. In the meantime, he was living in Norwich, where we had been before. He had a lot of friends there and a lot of support otherwise, and he felt at home again, and he was basically happy, only that the income part was not really solved. But then in 2005, I got a phone call from him, and the message of the phone call was, "Mommy, you're going to be grandma." And I was like, like, what? In 2005, that was my 50th birthday year. So that was kind of nice, right?
And that was her first
and my very first grandchild, exactly. And so I was, of course, very pleased and thrilled. And then the following year in June, my first granddaughter was born. And mind you, the whole time until 2006 even, I never traveled. I was in Germany working, living, barely had money. I couldn't travel, I couldn't do anything. So my grandchild was born and I couldn't even go at that time to see her, you know. And I was kind of a little bit, I want to see my grandbaby, you know. And it's like, it's Mayumi and Yosha went. Yosha told me, yes, I didn't even remember that. They went shortly, like when the little one was like about a few weeks old. They came over here to visit and to see her and build a contact with her. And then I kind of decided, well, I have to go too. But I couldn't make it before, I think it was 2006 beginning. 2007, sorry. When did I... Oh yeah, because what happened as well, in the same year that my granddaughter was born, you saw her, she's 15 now.
Yeah, she was in the challenges, Are We Smarter Than Our Ninth Grade Niece?
So it's her we are talking about, right. So what happened in the same year, she was born in June, in about October, I saw an advertisement in the newspaper. They were looking for somebody to work on a Christmas market stall. Now in Bielefeld, or in many German towns, it's a tradition since hundreds of years. Before Christmas, the town centers are mostly filled with little huts, little stalls that sell all kind of things, like even, well, of course, food. We have something called Glühwein, which is hot wine with spices in it. And I mean, imagine now, of course, in December, end of November, December, Germany is normally pretty cold. And then when people are outside and then they smell the hot wine coming, the aroma, you know, it is very enticing. And a lot of people stop then and have one. It's like a really super long tradition in Germany.
It basically warms you up while you're standing outside as well. It warms
and
you
it tastes okay,
inside.
it tastes good too, you know, because it's like seasoned wine, you know. And then you have bratwurst, like our German sausages, the long ones. You have other things, and you have a lot of artwork or things that people would.
It's basically just like some extra stalls that they put up just for people to be able to buy Christmas gifts as well. Like those kind of stuff sometimes you can only find on the Christmas market,
not in shops.
So
exactly.
It's a way to get everybody ready and happy for Christmas season, in the mood, get them in the mood and stuff like that. So there's food available, all sorts of food, pastries, everything basically. And then there are like the craft shops in between that sell jewelry or handmade stuff or any form of stuff that could basically turn into a gift for a loved one for Christmas. So that is basically the main purpose of the Christmas market.
Right. And it is a wonderful atmosphere too. It gives the whole town a wonderful atmosphere because the lighting and all those huts are decorated Christmassy, of course, you know. And so you have really, when you walk to the center of the town those times, you really get into the Christmas spirit. So when I saw that advertisement, for me it was like, yeah, I think I would. I did work in one stall pretty much in the beginning when I came back to Germany, and they sold honey and beeswax candles and stuff like that. But that was a 1-year job. I didn't do that for any length of time. So when I saw that advertisement, and I called them, and this invited me to come to a place to interview, and I went there. And I talked to this nice young man who explained to me that their stall, what they were doing, they have cups, like normal. Well, they had their own design cups, like dark blue or beige with some flowers around the rim and the bottom. And my work would be to write on them. So they had this little color tube, and basically I would hold a cup and then write a name on it, or write for the best mom in the world, or what any customer might want. And then once it's written, it came into an oven that I had in the stall for 15 minutes, and after 15 minutes it would come out, cool off, and then the writing would be firm. I mean, you could wash it and you put it in the dishwasher, it was firm. And also in Germany we have this tradition to basically people more eat lunch as a warm meal for the day, and then in the evening or even in the mornings they use wooden platters to eat their bread of it, because like we call it Abendbrot, which is evening bread. And people, instead of using plates, they would use these wooden platters. And what my people had then was a lot of those with motive in the middle, any form of I mean, like, imagine, like, what do we have?
Most of them were dedicated to children, so like all the popular, like SpongeBob,
yeah,
stuff like that. The race car, what is it?
Yeah, race car, or
Lightning McQueen,
or
and
we
those
had
kind
like,
of stuff.
yeah,
Or trucks.
or we had like one with a pig head, but a funny pig. You know, everything kind of cartoonish a bit.
Or dragons.
A dragon. Exactly.
Or for the adults, they had like lighthouses. They had some form of hen, some chicken,
the chicken,
something.
like that would be for breakfast then, basically.
They had horses, so whatever basically someone would like.
Dog on it, a cat on it.
Yeah, if you're a dog person, they would get the dog one. If you're a horse person, they would get the horse one. For the children, whatever cartoon they loved at that moment, they would go for that. So it was just basically...
We had a lot of motives, about 40 different motives we used to have.
And they had blank ones as well.
And completely blank, yeah. So what I was expected to do then is use one of these hot, burners, the hot burner sticks, and write on them.
So basically a burner pen, and then you just...
So what you would have is the board and with a motive, and then the customer would tell me what they want to have written on it.
I'm going to try and see if I can find a picture to put in so you guys can see what we're talking about.
I have even a picture, I think, from the stall still.
Yeah, we can put that in.
So, when I came there now, and he explained to me what was going on, he suddenly took out a piece of wood and gave me this burner in my hand and said, okay, try. And I was like, oh, I have never done anything like that. He said, it doesn't matter, just try. So I just wrote something on it. And he looked at it and said, wow, that doesn't look too bad, you know. And I had no idea really at that point in time what was going on. Anyhow, he told me he would tell me or call me back or whatever, which he did about 2 days later. And I said, wow, how come I got the job? And he said, well, you were the only one that could really manage this writing from the very beginning. So there I got my Christmas market job, and we were standing at the very, very, very center point of Bielefeld. I mean, there is a clock on this, there's a little space there, how you call it, it's not even a park, it's like a open area in the middle of the town. There's a big clock there, and that is a meeting point for a lot of people. When they make a date or something, it's like, oh, let's meet at the clock. And our stores were kind of in a round on this place. We always have about, hold on, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 8 or 9 stores in a round. And so I got my own there, and then, oh my God, I had to start writing now. Can you imagine? I had no idea what I was doing at the beginning, you know, and then these people did not come from Bielefeld. All they did is build up the store, gave me the material, said, okay, this is what you have to do. And then I was sitting there all by my lonesome at first and had to figure out what to do. So when the first customers came, I was like really, really nervous. Because I said, oh, okay, I mean, these are customers. They want a good product for their money. But, I mean, as it happened, I did actually pretty well from the very beginning. And, of course, in time, you get better and better and better. And then sometimes Melody would come and help me, or Mayumi would come and help me. Because especially on weekends, my God, that could get really, really busy. Busy. I had times when I was sitting in that store, and in the evening I couldn't even move my hand. The amount of writing I did throughout the day. So basically, I had them then to help me out to do the selling, like taking the orders, wrapping up whatever product, giving to the people and cash the money. And I was just writing.
The thing is, there were cups already, you know, pre-made as well that people could. Oh yeah. First of all, like. I hope we have a good picture I can show you, but basically all around us there were shelves. There were like 3 openings, 1 in the middle and 2 to the sides, but in those shelves you had like probably 10 rows or something, with and all of those were filled with cups that had names on them. So you know, like how you would get a key ring with names on it, like say for example Sabina, or the typical German names they would go for basically. So some people, if their name was on there, they're like, oh look, there's my name, and end up buying the cup.
But I had to replace it, of course, right away.
Well, she would, yeah, whenever you would have time, you would replace it. But basically customers could come, and if there was a product already ready for them, they would just come, buy it, and we would pack it up and give it to them same time. So it wasn't always that they had to pre-order it or come and order it. If it was already there, it was available for them to just get it like that. And we didn't only have cups. In the first year, did you have the egg holders as well?
Everything.
So there were shot glasses, some egg, what do you call them? Egg holders? Egg holders.
Some bowls like for your cereal and stuff.
What else?
Plates. I even had plates, small plates, but those mostly went without. Then different size cups, like the normal size cup, then a bigger cup, and a real big cup. Yeah.
So basically there were a lot of options, and most of those that were standing on the shelves already, they were, as we said, written with names from A to Z. And it was always so funny when we had to restock. Mommy would normally send probably me or Mayumi up there, because we had to climb up on a chair and stretch around and make sure so the cups are facing the right direction, and you know, the names are visible and stuff, because eventually Mommy wouldn't always like to climb up there, because it was, some of the shelves were really high. Like really
above
high
head.
And then, you know, me the little bit them time anyway, so I couldn't reach anywhere at all. So yeah, it was basically just, you know, a very nice you know, personalized gift. Yeah. So it is very easy to just, you know, go there, tell them, hey, I want this saying. If you had a special saying, to even on the boards, like if the lighthouse meant something special to a couple or something, like, oh, what they also did, they took those boards and made them into a house sign.
But you know who started with that? Not even house, like a room sign. We had small boards like this, and they were, and it was mostly British people.
Yeah.
Because British do not have the tradition of eating from a board. So when they saw the boards, for them it was, what is this for? And then they saw some motifs or something. They said, oh, that would be perfect for my child's room door. And then they would choose a motif, and then it was like Jason's room. I would write above it, you know. And for me, it was so funny to see that the country nearby have nothing of this tradition at all. You know, for them it was like, oh yeah, it's a room sign.
or for the house, they like put it outside of at their gate or something, and put the family names on there or something like that. So, you know, people did whatever they felt like doing, as long as it could have been done. They asked for it and they got it done. So
I remember one day I got an order for a Greek dance school. And for apparently everybody in that dance school was supposed to get a board written in Greek. Now, poor me, I don't know nothing about Greek. So what I told him is like, and then the name in normal writing, when I say normal writing, in Arabic letters behind it. So they had to write down, I said, please do it in a way that I can copy it, you know, easily. I think it was 24 boards I had to do that way. So I had to put on this Greek word first, which up to this day I don't even know what it meant. And the names. 24 different names. So that was a big order. Or one day, one lady came, I think she came from Israel or one of those countries, and showed me this writing as well, you know, with the beautiful writing, with these bows and points and whatever. And asked me if I could put that on a board, and same thing, you know. And I was so nervous. I said, oh my God, if I set a point wrong or do this wrong, maybe the whole thing changes, you know. But she was happy with the outcome of it. So it was Russian Cyrillic writing I had to. All these things, I mean, I write something and I don't have the slightest clue what it means.
You just copy it.
You know, just do it, to the best of your ability. But all my customers were satisfied, so I was glad about that. So anyhow, the good thing about this job was it was very labor intensive. I was on the market from morning 11 o'clock to 9 o'clock at night, or on weekends to 10 o'clock at night, every day for 5 to 6 weeks. It depended when the Christmas market started. I always would start the last week in November and go on to the 30th of December. And the only time we were off was Christmas. Like Christmas Eve, first and second Christmas Day. That was the only time we were off. I worked right through the rest of the time. Did my 10 to 11 hours per day in the cold, because mind you, it was not in a house, it was not in a closed area, it was a little wooden hut, and I had a little oven beside me, a gas powered oven, and of course the oven that I was doing the cups in.
Well, a heater, it's not an oven.
Well, a heater, yeah. And then the oven behind me, which did not let off a lot of warmth. But actually, I mean, we have had time sitting there. I don't know the Fahrenheit.
Minus degrees.
In minus degrees. I remember one time, it was so cold. By 6 o'clock in the evening, I had the impression that my face was frozen. And I was sitting right in front of the heater. And still, I mean, it was incredibly cold. Of course, we had warmer days as well, and good days and bad days and whatever. But boy, that time, I thought I was really freezing to death. And I still had to hold on until 9 o'clock in the night. And remember the times when we walked home and it would start to rain, like ice rain, and you were sitting on that place there for the entire day. Then you walk home and oh yeah, thank you up there for giving me some ice rain now.
Cause our tradition was too that I would always pick her up in the evening, because it's like a 10-minute walk from where we lived. So I would always go, and like half an hour before she would close up or something, or even an hour, I would go and spend the last hour with her, you know, give her a little company, and then when she had to pack up, I would help. Yeah. And you know, close up the shop, and then two of us would walk home together. So.
And then what happened, once we reached home, especially me being out there the whole day, at first, you know, you come in your heated apartment and it's like, oh, wonderful, take off everything. And I was sitting there and saying, warmth, finally. About 1 to 1.5 hours after I reach home, me start freeze. I mean, literally, I was shaking like this from, it was like from the core of my body, the whole cold came out that I accumulated through the day, and I was like this. I took an extra hot shower, went in my bed, put on a warm pajama, went in my bed, cover up to here with like the feather duvet that we have, like the really warm ones.
Feather comforters.
Still shaking for about another half an hour. That is how cold it could be down out
But mommy is crazy anyways because she sleeps with her window open in the winter.
Oh yeah, I need a cold nose.
She sleeps with her window open in the winter. Turn off the heater, put the window on, you know, slant it, and then she sleeps. And when you go in her room, it's cold like ice.
Yeah, but I sleep wonderful. If it's too warm, I can't sleep, you know.
I mean, at nighttime, I tend to turn off the heater as well, but I don't open up any windows. I'm not crazy.
No, the fresh air, I love it. It's wonderful. And when you have the warm blanket and are not cold from the core from being out so long from before, it is wonderful. I love it.
When I turn off the heat and have everything locked up, when I wake up at morning time, you wake up in
the waking up part is hard. Yeah,
it is
getting
extremely
out of
cold.
Your warm
and
bed.
Then she have window open all night, and you know how chilly it gets in the night. That's the coldest it gets, and that's why you sleep. No, sir.
No, for me it's good.
No, sir.
Well, I sleep very soundly then. Seriously, I always say if my nose is cold, like really cold, that's when I sleep the best. Of course, you're covered up to here, you know.
And she keeps her feet out of the sheet, guys.
Sometimes in the winter, sometimes. Yeah. I'm not one of the ladies who have cold feet constantly. I'm the warm foot lady. Anyhow, yeah. So that was. So with the first season we finished, and then I got my pay, and of course having worked that much, the pay was pretty good, and I did have a little bunch of money for the first in my time in Germany, you know. I was like, yes, I have a little extra now.
So that was basically Christmas 2006, right?
That was Christmas 2006, was my first time on a Christmas market. Okay. And when we finished, the owner came, and he was very happy with the outcome of that year, and then he said if I was interested to continue in the following years. So he said if you want, that is your firm job from now on at Christmas. And at that point in time I had no plans to go anywhere, so of course I was glad. I said yes, once a year I can make a little money, and it was fun too. I mean, dealing with the people, and we had a lot of fun with them too. And to see sometimes too how you give them what you made for them, and some of them, they were so sweet, they were so happy. They look, oh, it's beautiful, oh my god, I love it. And of course that's heartwarming as well, you know. So I really liked that job a lot. But to make long story short, that money helped me, and that was like beginning of 2007, to take a trip to Jamaica. Now, to be honest, with all that had happened in Jamaica, I really was traumatized. I mean, I was so hurt about losing everything and going through all that, and the whole time in Germany, I was there and I was doing my daily things, but I was not happy at all, and I was like never feeling really at home. But on the other side, at the first 2-3 years, I never felt any urge to go to Jamaica, because for me it was like, I don't even know if I like it there anymore. I don't even know if I can go there and feel comfortable. anymore. So in beginning, it was pretty much in the beginning of 2007, I decided I want to give it a try.
Without me.
Without you. Yosha came with me because at that point in time he was out of work at that point, and he was unhappy otherwise because his then relationship broke up, and he was like really doubting in his life and what am I going to do and where I'm going to end up, and Germany is not all that for him neither. Then he knew, of course, Nikki was back in Jamaica, and so we decided, hey, I have this money from the Christmas market, let's use it for that. Him and me taking a trip to Jamaica. I think we spent 3 weeks.
Who took care of me?
Mayumi probably. Or where were you?
I don't remember being alone with Mayumi in Germany. Oh.
But she was living in the house at the time.
Yeah, but I don't think it was me and her.
So who did I give you to?
Good question.
I don't even remember. No, seriously, I don't remember. I have no idea.
Tabea.
Oh, you were with them?
Must have.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that could be.
Because I stayed with them for a while.
Then that was it. Okay. Anyhow, see? Problem solved.
So
we found somebody to take care of.
A friend of mine that I met through Capoeira. I think they had me. Because I don't think you left me with Mayumi.
No,
Mayumi
I don't.
was,
Yeah. In hindsight, I doubt it too. Yeah, true. So, we landed back here in Port Antonio, and I was very torn, you know, and I was a little bit afraid actually to, for example, pass at the part where the marina was and maybe feel some pain, or I don't know, it was kind of difficult for me. We stayed in a friend's house for the time, and which was luckily close to a wonderful beach, and so at first I would just go down and hang out by the beach, and then we would start to go in the town, and I looked around and was always listening inside of me how I react, and to my amazement it was okay. I mean, it was like, okay, I'm back in Jamaica, I'm back in Port Antonio, and I didn't feel any pain. You know, it was like, after a few days, I actually really started to enjoy being back there. I started to feel this home feeling again, you know, it's like, wow, I really belong here. You know, and it was a very, very intense and good experience for me. And so throughout the 3 weeks, even Yosha had the same. For Yosha it was like, wow, if I knew what to do here, at least I would consider to come back, you know, and I was like, I want to come back too, you know. So basically, our first attempt to go back, my first attempt to go back to Jamaica was astonishingly smooth and nice, and I was really, really pleased to see that the hurt that I had gone through from before was kind of healed to the degree that I could face or maybe plan another return to Jamaica.
No matter how Jamaica cheat for her, she run go back here.
Yeah.
Imagine all the bun and cheat what she get. She just not left Jamaica alone.
That's true. That's true.
But how was it meeting your
Okay, of course, part of the reason for this trip was to see my little granddaughter. And of course, I mean, come on, your first grand, you know, and she was so cute. At the time she was about, what, 6 months, 8 months old.
I'm going to see if I can find some baby pictures of her. She was so cute.
So, of course, for me, it was like, yes, you know, and I'm very happy to see her, and very happy to see Nikki, of course. which I have to say had started to struggle and face a lot of problems, and at that point in time we could not really help as much as we wanted, but things would change and things would happen, but that would be another story time.
So this is end of story time.
Let them hang high and dry. Like usual.
Sorry people, I didn't mean to laugh.
Why? Why you didn't mean to laugh?
Because them are gonna think something different on your side. It's not me.
She's on my side.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Don't make she tell them. So guys, mommy's leaving on a high and dry.
As usual.
Yeah. But if I could remember anything, I think I was really staying with my friend at that time.
I think, and we have to tell them about capoeira as well. I know.
Oh yeah.
We never did that yet. Next time.
But yeah, just to make it clear, so that friend was someone, as I mentioned, I met through capoeira, which capoeira is a Brazilian dance fighting something.
Dance.
And yeah, I would always have sleepovers with her. She would sleep at my place, I would sleep at hers, and I guess in that time, because she was gone for like 3 weeks, I went to stay with them, so her and her parents. And yeah, I spent the whole 3 weeks there. We did a lot of stuff. We just play all day.
She had a good time. I don't think she was missing me. No.
we really enjoyed ourselves because they had a forest directly behind their house as well. So we would be up and down. We would be in the driveway, you know, playing, riding on bicycles and all sort of stuff. The parents would bring us to other places and stuff like that. So now that I remember correct, I know if it's true. Mayumi was not doing Mayumi, I don't know, was Mayumi there?
Yeah, she was there.
In 2007?
Or was she in England?
I think she left and went to England already.
Oh, she was in England at the time.
Because I don't think she was, true. I don't remember her
she was
being
in
there.
England, true.
So, yeah. So yeah, then go Jamaica without me.
See, there you can see we don't plan anything when we talk to you. The memories just come up little by little.
But then go Jamaica without me.
You have been... No, you have not.
What?
No, it was Mayumi and Yosha. You weren't.
Exactly. You see Yosha go Jamaica twice, Mayumi go once, mommy go once, and then just left me.
Oh.
Can you imagine that, people? And me's the only one who born in Jamaica, and I'm me they left.
It's here now, so stop complaining.
Anyways guys, that will be it for today's story time. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. As she said, the next time will be about Nikki hardships and stuff that happened, and I think, I'm not sure if it's the next story time or the story time after, but Yasha will be popping in as well.
Yeah, and then you could talk about capoeira.
And I will be talking about the Brazilian fight dance thing that me and Mayumi did. I wished I had some videos from that time, but I don't think I can find anything. Maybe if I search on Facebook or something. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and share, and if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. We just passed 35k, so woot woot.
We did?
Yeah, we passed it yesterday. Shout outs to y'all. Thank you for subscribing, of course. And yeah, road to 50k, I would say.
Soon.
Yeah. And yeah, thank you. And we will see you in our next video.